Hi, Odyssey Recapped here. Today, I'm going to explain a comedy drama movie named It Could Happen to You. Charlie was a usual police officer who was skilled at understanding people, and he was very effective at his job. He lived contentedly in Queens, the place he was born and lived his entire life. Charlie was married to Muriel, who strongly disliked him. She desperately needs money, but Charlie can't make extra cash because he refuses to accept illegal payments. There's also a waitress named Yvonne. Her husband ended up owing money, and now she has to settle his debt. Yvonne attempts to tell the judge about her tough situation, but the rules are strict, and she is now officially broke. The three of them resided in a town where the folks prayed daily for something extraordinary, like winning $64 million in the lottery. One morning, Muriel tells Charlie that she firmly believes that if he purchases a lottery ticket, it will end up being a lucky one. Charlie and his colleague purchase the lottery ticket, then head to the cafe where Yvonne is employed. They place their food orders, but an emergency call interrupts their meal, leaving them without a chance to eat. Later, Charlie goes to Yvonne's place to settle the bill, but when he checks his wallet, he discovers there's hardly any money left inside. He has sufficient money to cover the cost of the meal but not enough for the tip. So, he suggests that he'll return to the cafe the next day and give Yvonne half of the prize money if the ticket turns out to be a winner. Or he'll simply provide her with the tip if the ticket doesn't win. The girl hesitantly accepts, and Charlie rushes off to respond to the emergency call. In the evening, he plays baseball with some teenagers near his home. Unfortunately, his wife interrupts his moment of relaxation. She's solely focused on money and nothing else is on her mind. The lottery she's been eagerly awaiting begins airing on TV, but as she examines the lottery ticket, she realizes that Charlie made a mistake with one of the numbers. He believed their anniversary was on the 26th, but Muriel thinks it's the 27th because that's what the official documents indicate. This infuriates her, and she curses at her husband. Suddenly, a voice from the television audience announces the winning ticket number, which happens to be 26. Muriel screams in excitement, they've just hit the jackpot and won the lottery. Indeed, they had to split the winnings with the other winners, leaving them with $4 million. Charlie gazes at Muriel for a while, unsure of what to say, but eventually, he makes up his mind. He intends to give half of their winnings to the waitress, Yvonne. Meanwhile, Yvonne is feeling incredibly down and devastated because she's now officially bankrupt. Muriel protests loudly, pleading with Charlie to go back on his promise, but he can't do it. He's always been a truthful person, and he remains true to his word. Charlie talks it over with his partner, but his partner sides with what Muriel did, not even giving Charlie a chance to explain, as he envisions how he would use the money. The police officer does go to the cafe to give Yvonne the money and finds her working. She says sorry for her actions the previous day, admitting that she was rude and talks out loud about the world. Yvonne possesses a truly generous and kind-hearted spirit, but there are moments when the harsh realities of life become overwhelming, and she's presently experiencing such a challenging period. She frequently misplaces her glasses, and they invariably end up perched on top of her head. That's why Charlie gives her a glasses chain, ensuring she won't lose them anymore. The girl is overjoyed, and Charlie inquires further about the mishaps Yvonne mentioned. She shares the painful stories of her dog's passing and the ongoing divorce with her husband, which has been stalled due to the bankruptcy they experienced just yesterday. Charlie offers her a choice, either double the tips she receives or take half of the lottery winnings. She decides to take half of the lottery winnings and is taken aback by the news, letting out a scream that grabs the attention of the entire cafe. She starts running around the cafe, hugging everyone in joy. A bit later, she starts giving out ice cream to anyone and everyone, while her laid-back host carefully records the price of each ice cream for her. The girl abruptly halts and says she can't take such a generous gift, but Charlie insists that she accept it. On their way to the celebration for their lottery winnings, Charlie suggests to his wife that they should share the money. Thinking that Muriel can establish a positive reputation for herself through this act of generosity. Upon their arrival at the event, Muriel immediately starts talking about it, hoping to gain some attention and possibly star in a commercial. Reporters swarm around the three of them because the story is quite unusual. A man gave a $2 million tip to a waitress. The man receives a certificate for his lottery winnings, and the news spreads across newspapers, making it to the front page. Charlie goes shopping with his wife, and they also give money to the poor they encounter along the way. Unexpectedly, an animal rights activist splashes red paint on Muriel. A joyful crowd welcomes them outside their house. Meanwhile, Yvonne returns home and listens to messages on her answering machine. Among them is a message from her ex-husband, a scammer who has decided to exploit her newfound fortune. She firmly tells her ex-husband to stay out of her life and hangs up. Meanwhile, Charlie and his partner visit a man's house to have coffee, but the police officer swiftly realizes that the store is being secretly robbed. They retreat with his partner, and Charlie sneaks through the basement to reach the criminals. He nearly blows his cover but manages to throw a can at one of the criminals' heads, taking a bullet in the process, and then subdues the other robber. For his courageous act, he is honored with a certificate of merit, and he goes on sick leave after donating $10,000 to support widows of police officers. When he returns home, he discovers that Muriel has completely renovated the house. Charlie spots his partner, and as they walk by Yvonne's cafe, they notice that she hasn't bought it but is still working there herself. Charlie generously gives his partner tickets to a game, which are known to be difficult to obtain. His partner is delighted. Charlie and Muriel attend a party on a ship. The girl quickly encounters a wealthy and prosperous businessman who talks endlessly about money, a topic she is also enthusiastic about. Feeling uneasy, Charlie steps outside for some fresh air and spots Yvonne. She had trouble with the cab driver, who refused to give her change, but Charlie came to her aid by covering the fare. They then sit down for dinner at a restaurant and discuss their experiences following the extraordinary event that took place. Yvonne mentions that, like him, she chose to continue working at her job. Charlie admits feeling embarrassed to visit the cafe yesterday, but the girl insists that he makes sure to come by next time. She tells him there's a table with Charlie's name on it where she provides meals for the homeless. They engage in a conversation about marriage, sharing their mutual lack of success in finding the right partners. While watching someone else's wedding, Yvonne suggests that they go dancing to the jazz music playing nearby. Their closeness makes Charlie slightly uneasy. He suggests that he can meet with her during his free time, and that's where their encounter concludes. The girl gets into a cab and disappears, while Charlie eventually returns to the ship. Muriel remains composed and in control. The businessman she has been conversing with all evening offers her his business card. The following day, as they had agreed, Charlie and Yvonne meet at noon and decide to go roller skating together. Charlie accidentally falls into a pond in the park, bringing their walk to an abrupt end. Despite the mishap, their friendship continues to grow, and they develop a genuine fondness for each other. Charlie and Yvonne decide to host a small party on the subway, covering the fares for all the passengers as a generous gesture. They head to the baseball field to watch the kids and join in the game with Charlie's partner. Charlie's partner notices a strong connection between Charlie and Yvonne. The way they gaze at each other, the subtle touches, it's evident that they have fallen in love. When they return home, Muriel angrily throws Charlie's belongings at him and confronts him about everything. It's clear she has a deep dislike for him and is pushing for what seems like a divorce. Meanwhile, Yvonne discovers her ex-husband in her house. He tries to extort $50,000 from the girl, but she refuses to give him anything and heads to the Plaza Hotel. Charlie leaves with his suitcases, and when one of the teenagers asks where he's going, he replies that he's heading to an affordable hotel. The boy persuades him to go to the plaza. They encounter Yvonne at the front desk and discuss their reasons for being there. Once they go to their respective rooms, Yvonne pays him a visit. She's a bit timid, but Charlie welcomes her in. They chat about bathrobes in the bathroom, and then a sudden connection prompts Charlie to take the long-anticipated first move and kiss the girl. Paparazzi greet them outside the hotel. Charlie attends the divorce proceedings and discovers that his wife intends to claim his share of the lottery winnings. He's willing to part with his money, but that doesn't satisfy her. She also plans to take money from Yvonne. Charlie tries to reason with her, but she behaves unreasonably. He stays over at his partner's place, as he is currently not financially well off. The following day, the court trial begins. Charlie's lawyer emphasizes that it was Charlie's choice of the number 26 that led to their lottery win. Muriel begins concocting stories about her deceased father, while the prosecutor relentlessly badgers Charlie and Yvonne with nonsensical and ridiculous questions. It's hard to believe this is happening in a legal setting, as the prosecutor portrays Yvonne as a money-hungry and promiscuous person to the entire nation. However, Yvonne holds her ground as best as she can and delivers a heartfelt speech about how everything that has transpired in her life is a genuine miracle, not a calculated scheme. At last, the jury delivers its verdict: Yvonne and Charlie will lose all their money. Yvonne flees, while Charlie attempts to catch up with her. Muriel is thrilled with this outcome, as is her new partner, the wealthy man she met on the ship. Charlie, dressed in his tuxedo, walks outside and continues until it's dark. Meanwhile, Yvonne stands by the shore, gazing out at the water. Charlie ultimately returns to his former profession as a policeman. One evening, he enters Yvonne's cafe and spots her sitting at a table. She initially doesn't want to see him, believing that she has brought trouble into his life. However, he tells her that he has felt incomplete without her for the past few days. It's not about the money for him. While he may have lost the $4 million, he has gained something even more precious: love. A homeless man knocks on their window, seeking shelter from the rain. Yvonne kindly lets him in and offers him some soup. Yvonne suggests relocating somewhere else, and Charlie recalls having a cousin in Buffalo. They decide to go into hiding for a while to escape the embarrassment. Surprisingly, the homeless man turns out to be a renowned photographer and captures their moment on camera with a device strapped to his arm. The photographer writes about their love story in the newspaper, highlighting how, despite their own financial struggles, they welcomed him in and shared a meal, even providing him with some last-minute funds. This heartwarming story makes it to the front pages of the newspapers. They decide to enter the cafe before it closes and discover a stack of letters containing checks and money. The photographer had inspired people from all around the world to donate money to them, and the donations began pouring in from generous individuals everywhere. They certainly deserved it. In the end, it was revealed that the people of New York City had contributed a staggering $600,000 to support them. Charlie resumed his career as a police officer, and Yvonne continued working as a waitress. Yvonne's ex-husband chose a new path as a cab driver instead of pursuing his acting career. Muriel married a wealthy businessman who eventually took her money and disappeared. Charlie and Yvonne embark on a hot air balloon adventure on their wedding day. The balloon is adorned with a newspaper clipping that reads "Policeman Marries Waitress," celebrating their unique love story. Make sure you subscribe and turn on the notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.